the World Championship, the
Mm-hmm.
World Heavyweight Championship, held by one Damian Priest, El Campeon, versus Gunther, the winner of the King of the Ring, who I gotta say has to have the biggest odds in this. I can't imagine there's a lot of momentum of people behind Damian Priest not being the underdog in this scenario. Where are you at? Are you picking Damien? Are you picking Gunther? Do you really think Damien has a chance? Is this a story beat?
You know what? I will say, I think Damien in this match, WWE or the writing team for that matter, has been trying to give him a chance.
Hmm.
And I think in most of the title matches he's had to this point, he kind of does. But I think it's more because of like how Priest has been when it
Hmm.
comes to Gunther. Like every time he's seen Gunther, ever since Gunther made that one comment, every time he's seen him, it's been like on site. Like Gunther talks in the ring, Priest comes out, Priest is like, I'm tired of this shit, and just punches him in the face. Then they just start rumbling backstage, or they rumble in the ring. Security got to come out. So they've done a good job at making this like when I see you is on site for Priesty. But the caveat of that is all the other Judgment Day stuff that's going on. It kind of throws a wrench into the thinking. It's like, all right, now normally I would think Priest is gonna lose here to Gunther, but damn,
Now we're doing, yeah.
yeah,
With
now he's on site every time he sees him. He's doing the Judgment Day stuff over here. It's like,
Yeah, adding in all the Judgment Day stuff, it kind of now we're doing wrestling trigonometry. We moved up a level. So now it's
yeah,
kind of tricky because you're not really sure, we're not really sure what Finn's up to and when he's gonna conclude on whatever he's up to. And some wrestling math would make you think that, all right, well, if he's gonna turn, what better time to shatter his world and like maybe
yeah,
take lead of the Judgment Day if you cost Priest and get him kicked out. But at the same time, Priest's storyline would kind of insinuate that he's fighting for all of the Judgment Day if he's
if
going up against Gunther. So why would they then choose to turn their back on him? You know what I mean?
if
Under
if you would have asked me
those
this
weird
2 weeks
pretenses.
ago, if you would have asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said Gunther 100% wins.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm. No doubt.
see, and it's I'm t-
I think that was the assumption when he won the King of the Ring. All right,
now
he's gonna be champ.
now I'm not sure because I have another theory in mind. So I'm God, do both.
Is it because of the story that you feel like now it might not be
You know what? I'm
so close? Because I think that's the power of great storytelling.
Yeah, and I'm not mad about it. It's like because normally we can predict things fairly easily, and this one makes it kind of tough. So
Hmm. It's all in the angle. That's the only reason we thought Eddie could beat Brock.
you know what? I'm gonna stick with my guns here. I'm gonna say Gunther wins, but not 100%.
Mm.
Like I'm Gunther wins question mark. Like I think he wins, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna stick with my guns and not switch it up. I'm gonna go Gunther.
Do you think it's by way of Judgment Day turning on Damien?
Um, quite possibly,
Mm.
possibly.
And you got to wonder where that puts. If that's the case, you do have to wonder where that also puts Rhea, because that
And
means something has to happen. Oh, here we go. Moving on to the next match.
yeah.
What might also be coinciding with the story is the women's championship match between the WWE Women's Championship match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Where does Dom fall in all of this? Where does Finn fall in all of this? What's really going on? You know what I mean? Is this a thing between, because at the end of this could turn out to be depending on who wins and how it happens, an entire separation of the Judgment Day.
I think I have it. I think I have a good idea here. And
Mm.
maybe I'm completely wrong in this thinking, but I think it's
Worth
a
a
good
shot.
idea in my head. So hear me out here. A couple weeks ago, Dominic and Damien got into a little bit of a disagreement backstage to
Mhm.
where Dominic made the remarks, "You sound like my dad." And Damien was like, "No, I'm starting to understand your dad."
Mm.
Fast forward, Priest has a little bit of a plan. He brings back Mommy, maybe earlier than anticipated.
You think he
So
brought her back?
I think a little earlier than anticipated, maybe.
Mm.
And then, that forces Dom to think a little bit. And then Finn's been thinking a little bit too.
Finn has been thinking a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think Liv's even in the dark kind of on
It is
this.
bad when people are thinking, isn't it? It is
Yeah.
always
And then
they
if
always
you if
paint
you
that
didn't
picture. If you're thinking outside of the group thought, then something's going on, man.
yeah. And then remember a couple days ago, Dom posted on his Instagram, "Happy birthday" to his stepdad. And it was Finn Balor.
Finn. Oh, the seeds. The seeds.
Yeah. So
The seeds of deceit.
I think in the match we
Oh,
talked about previous,
oh.
Finn may cost Damien. And then in the next match that we're on now, Rhea versus Liv,
Mhm.
I think Dom could intentionally this time cost Rhea, causing Liv to retain. And we have a new sort of Judgment Day-ish group with Finn, Dom, JD,
Mhm.
Carlito, and Liv.
Yeah, well, that's wild. Yo.
Because then you have your new leader.
You.
You have your new leader, and then you take away the two biggest monsters of the group, pretty much.
And once again, Finn Balor uproots the leaders of Judgment Day.
Yeah, right.
Twice. Twice he cleanses the group for
And
himself.
think about it. He's got nobody there to question his judgment. He's the tag team champion with
Yep.
JD.
JD's
He's
his
got
young bull.
he's got his stepson Dom and the lovely, daughter-in-law. And
Mm-hmm.
then he's got the funny
He's
uncle
too
with
tied up in
Carlito.
Live to care.
He's
You
got the
know,
funny uncle with Carlito.
right? Carlito's no real threat to me. I get to just be dominant leader again. I can probably pass this title down to one of them two and
Mm-hmm.
go get what I really want. Yeah, it's a smart
He,
thing. I like where your head's at, man.
he pulls he pulls the old school higher power card. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Dom didn't know anything. It was me.
And if anyone knows about cleansing a group, starting anew, and making it better, it would be the current leader of WWE. All right.
People have been asking me to be the best in the why, Eddie, why?